Good morning, Reed here. Thanks for joining me as I walk about Orchestra Farm and contemplate life and things. That's what these videos are all about. You can let's have a little. There's the farm. You can see that the buttercup with all those yellow flowers there are in full epic bloom. What a delight! And it's amazing how quick everything grows at this time of year. Let's see, it's maybe the 13th or 14th or somewhere in that vicinity of May 2025. And the campaign is marching along, and little trees are flowering. So, over the weekend, I had the joy of attending a Martin Shaw workshop. He is a modern day mythologist, folklorist, I believe out of Britain, in that area of the world. If I get that wrong, well, until I've done my research. Anyway, it was a fascinating event, and there's a wonderful thing of stories where one story kind of leads into another and another, almost like tangents in a conversation that take you from one topic to the next, and then ideally you come back around and finish the first one, which did in fact happen. But one of those tangents that came up that really hooked upon my ear was this piece around a crane-skinned bag. And I was really just struck by it. And the little side piece of information with that is this idea of the crane-skinned bag is a storyteller's bag, and it contains the stories of the storyteller. And that's where they all talk amongst each other and inform each other and progress in that kind of a way. And I was really moved by that notion. And one of Martin's things is evidently like living myths. To be a living myth, you kind of have to not only share it, but also, be practiced with it. Now, if you're familiar with me, you know that. Good morning, Rolly. Okay, crane skin bag. I think I was somewhere around there. My client came down and chatted with me for a minute. That was that interruption. Thank goodness for the pause button on these things. Anyway, this notion living myths, Sun Ra is, to me, a premier example of a modern living myth. And in my artistic practices, I feel like I work a lot with myth, and with that, rather than artifacts, I've enjoyed the term art I myth. And in multiple ways, I feel like I've given myself a grace of indulging in being a myth and living a larger than ordinary, although I don't think that's truly the correct term, but maybe that's exactly the correct term. And the beautiful fascination of seeing someone like Martin kind of refreshing all of that within me, and even providing some license to indulge in that more. And then the notion of what do we leave behind in this life, as I consider multiple factors in my life, and this notion of what is our legacy and suchness, along with increasing the topsoil on the planet. I feel like a lot of my artistic endeavors are the things that I'm leaving here, you know, along with obviously my children and hopefully lineage beyond them. And what are the myths of me that they recall and share? Question marks. So that's been a lot of fun. There's more stuff intermixed with all that coming down the road from me. I want to say thanks for joining me today on my little walkabout at Orchard Farm. I would really appreciate it if you could like and share this video, or and also subscribe to this channel right here. That would mean the world to me. With that, I hope that you all have too much fun.